guys, this is Brandy. I mentioned in the incoming parent meeting that we would do a quick video with some marching band or high school band 101 for those of you who are brand new to all things high school band. My first year, I had no idea what I was getting into, and there was words I didn't understand, and just a lot of stuff that I was like, oh, I had no idea. So we thought we'd take a minute, do a quick video so that you have a better idea of what's coming your way. Okay, first off, communication. We will send so much communication to you that in the beginning, you're going to get a little bit overwhelmed. Don't stop reading the emails because they all contain very important information. Anything that comes from the boosters, I have learned shorter is better. So I will try to be brief and give you exactly what you need to know. Mr. Poole will send out an email once a week with important information about the schedules for the week, and then boosters will send out an email also once a week during marching season with volunteer information and other tidbits that you need to know that are booster related. As we said before, marching season is super, super busy, but it's super important that you pay attention to those emails. Section leaders will be communicating directly with your students beginning now through the rest of their time in high school. So they'll send information through GroupMe about section events, extra rehearsals. A lot of times what they do, they have a rehearsal Monday night and they learn a whole bunch of new stuff. And then some students in the section are like, I do not understand what just happened. I need more practice. So the section leaders will get together and they'll plan extra practice time for those students, for everyone in the section. It is really cool to see how many kids are rehearsing out on the grid outside of scheduled rehearsal time. It's because they all have this insane drive to win and do better. And some of them will be practicing just on their own after school, some of them as a section after school. It really just depends, but a lot of that will just be communicated through GroupMe with the section leaders. So don't be surprised when your kid comes home on a Tuesday night and says, oh, by the way, I have an extra rehearsal Wednesday after school. That's not coming from Mr. Poole, it's coming from their section leaders, but it's super highly encouraged because that's where they really, if they get overwhelmed and they know that they learned a lot and they're not catching on, that's their opportunity to get caught up before the next rehearsal. And on that note, section leaders, when they send out the stuff about section events, in the beginning, your kid is not going to want to go. They don't know anybody. They don't want to be in an awkward situation. I promise you, the more of those section events they attend, the better experience they're going to have in band. The first one's awkward, and then it gets so much better, and it's going to be amazing for them. Okay, time commitment. Per UIL rules, the band can only practice for 8 hours a week during the school year. We're going to use all 8 hours, but as far as required practices go, it's only going to be 8 hours. Like I said, the section leaders may encourage extra practice, but the required time is only the 8 hours. During marching season, our band performs at all of the football games. Those are either going to be on Thursday nights or Friday nights, and at public spirit events such as school pep rallies, the Frisco Marching Band Showcase that happens on a Tuesday night at the Star, where all the Frisco high school marching bands do a performance one evening. They'll perform in the Frisco Community Parade. Lone Star also does a community pep rally the week of homecoming that happens in the evening. So they'll be performing at all of those events. Letter jackets. How do band students earn their letter jackets? This varies by school, but for Lone Star, the way they earn their letter jacket is by qualifying for state. So assuming our band makes it to the state competition this year, which will happen, the state competition happens in November, but we'll qualify for it at the end of October. Once we qualify for state, they have earned their letter jackets. And then they will get a letter from the principal in April timeframe that says, congratulations, you have earned the opportunity to purchase a letter jacket. And then it'll give you the dates that the company is going to be there to do the fittings. They will receive the letter patch automatically, and it'll be themed for the show and for state. And then, so that part they get free. The patch, they get free, but the letter jacket itself, that you earn the opportunity to pay for. And that letter will come in like April-ish. Okay, some basic vocabulary. Marching instruments versus concert instruments. Wooden instruments don't do well outside. So we don't want those to get damaged in case it's like super wet outside or super hot. Those wooden instruments, they contract and they change for the outdoor weather. So to keep those expensive instruments in good condition, most people who play a wooden instrument also have a marching instrument. So clarinets is the example that I know of, just because my daughter is a clarinet player. So we have like I think I paid $250 for a marching clarinet. That way we keep her expensive clarinet just for indoors. Just have your student talk to their section leaders. If they play like a school instrument, obviously this doesn't matter. Or if they play a trumpet, probably doesn't matter. But if it's a wooden instrument, just have them talk to their section leaders and see what they do about marching instrument versus concert instrument. Bibbers. Okay, so bibbers are the overall pants that are part of the marching uniform. So like right here, you can see the pants, that's the bibbers, but it's actually a set of overalls. And then the sleeves and the jacket go over it. That's just a phrase that you will hear, and I had no idea what it was. Plumes. Plumes are the feathers that go on top of their hats. So these are drum major plumes right here, these blue ones. Another term you may hear is battery. Battery is another word for drum line. So percussion is made up of battery and pit. Pit is also called front ensemble, and those words get used interchangeably. Another word that made me giggle once I finally realized what it was, retreat. At marching contests, you always see on the schedule retreat and then finals announcements, and it'll say all drum majors report to retreat. And for the longest time I thought, oh, how fun, like the drum majors get to go like have like cookies and a snack or something and meet the other drum majors. Totally not what it is. Retreat is just when all of the drum majors go to the entrance of the field and they line up and then they do a procession onto the field. And then that's where they wait to receive the awards that we receive. It's a fun ceremony to watch. I giggled once I realized what it finally was, and it was nothing like I had pictured in my head. Okay, summer band. In order to prepare for the marching season, students attend a lot of practices during the summer, and they're the last few weeks of summer. This is when students begin learning drill and music for the show. So as you know, like we're going to start learning some music here in May, but then when summer band really kicks in, the first part of it, they really work on music. And then on the magical day of August 1st, they can start learning drill. Drill is the actual foot movements of the show. Summer band is really, really hot. All we can say is make sure you dress appropriately, wear hats, sunglasses, sunscreen. There's never enough water. And it's really, really important to start drinking water a few days in advance. If you wait until the day of, it's way too late. Water several days in advance is the most important thing you can do on that. But summer band is where all friendships begin. You know, they start with the section outings that they do during the summer, and then they really get solidified during summer band, because that's when they start going through the hardships together, and that's when the bonds are made. So summer band, it's important because that's when we start learning all the drill, and that's when all of the best friendships start getting formed. Okay, game days. What does a game day look like? They will have a quick rehearsal in the morning before school, go to school like normal. If we're playing in Frisco, they don't leave school early. They will get out of school when the bell rings, and then go and they have a time to eat dinner. If they buy the meal package, their dinner will be waiting for them in the cafeteria. They grab it, they eat with their friends. If they didn't buy the meal package, then they either bring their own dinner or you meet them up there and you give it to them. They eat real quick and then they go and change. And once they all get changed, they line up in the hallway and they go through inspection where the section leaders walk through, make sure everything looks correct. And then they load up, get on the bus, and head to the stadium where we're playing. Parents, what does that look like for you? You, if you're not volunteering with us, which I hope that you are, if you're not volunteering, meet us at the game and then sit near the band. So the band will always have their own section. And, we love it when the parents sit right next to the band at the games. Wear all of your Lone Star Spirit gear and cheer along. The team is amazing to watch. They're so much fun. So it's always nice to be able to watch a winning team. That's great. Where do you buy tickets? This year, the tickets go on they are purchased on an app. Well, it's always purchased on an app, but this year it was the Hometown Ticket app. That app tends to change year to year, so it may change by the time school starts, but right now it's the Hometown Ticket app. If we're playing an away game, pay attention to the email that comes out from Mr. Tollison on Mondays, because he will tell you how to buy tickets for the away games. Mr. Poole doesn't know, so don't email him and ask him. He's the last to find out those kind of things. If he ever finds out, it's just something people remember to tell him. But it comes out in the email from the principal on Mondays when we have an away game on how to buy tickets. And then how do I know when to pick up my student on game days? Your student's going to text you 15 minutes before we arrive, but a reminder will also be sent, when they're on the way back, giving you a heads up. If we play a game like the first game that's in Texarkana, they will leave school early for that. That'll be communicated the week of. And then we'll talk about the game plan of how they're getting fed, when they're getting fed, that kind of thing. When we're out really late, we also have snacks for them on the bus for the ride back. Teenagers are hungry, and we do our best to make sure that they're always fed. Comps, competition, contest, all the same things. 3 words all mean the same thing. Beginning the last Saturday of September through all of October is what we refer to as Bandtober. There is a marching band competition every Saturday during that time frame. Most of them, you should expect a really long day. There's one that's short. The UIL region contest is short, but everything else very, very long because we're so good. The content, you should typically, depending on what time our first performance is, the students will arrive at the school, hopefully around 9 a.m., sometimes much, much earlier. You drop them off at the school, and then they go to the competition, and it varies. Sometimes it's Wiley. BOA competition is usually over in the HEB area. One of them is as close as Little Elm Stadium. But they take a bus, we go over there. They warm up and they do the preliminary round. And then the prelim rounds usually are from 9 to 3. And so we'll have a performance time of, let's say, 1:20 or 9:30 in the morning. And then around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, they do the finals announcements. And then when the finals are announced, that's when we find out what time we do our finals performance. And then after the finals performance, we wait around to see who the winner is. It is not uncommon for these contests to, let's say we drop our kids off at the school at 9 a.m. They may not be back until 10 p.m., sometimes midnight. They're very, very long days. What does that look like for a parent? If you're volunteering, you're there all day, and we do a potluck and we have a grand old time. If you're not volunteering that day, you drop your kid off at school, you go home, you relax. Ideally, you have a flexible schedule and you can pop in to see both performances. We'll communicate exactly what time those performances are. So, maybe you are able to make it to the prelim performance, so let's say 10 a.m. and then you come back for the finals performance at 7 p.m. The best part of the competition is the finals. So if you can't make the prelims, I strongly encourage you to be there for the finals. Some of these other bands are amazing to watch and it's so fun, but it's much cooler during the finals time because the sun has started to go down. And so the favorite part is seeing them perform in finals and then watching their reaction when they win the awards and when they win the contest during finals. So I strongly encourage, if you can't make it to prelims, to at least come out and watch as much of the finals as you can and stay there for the award ceremony at the end. That's the best part. Tickets for band comps, that will be relayed. The information on how to buy those is relayed the week of. Most of them, it's going to cost $10 to $15 to go in. Nowadays, almost everything is a digital purchase. Most places don't take cash, but all of that will be relayed the Monday of, and it just kind of depends on where we're going at that time. Okay, what happens after marching season? After marching season, we roll into concert season, which is a lot like middle school band, which is what you're used to. There's not near as many outside of school rehearsals. They will do 4 concerts per year. They'll do a winter concert in December, a midwinter in February. They'll do the pre-UIL concert in late March, and then at their final spring concert in May. They'll also participate in the UIL concert and sight reading evaluation process. The students will also be encouraged to participate in like the solo and ensemble contest all during this time frame. There will be some outside of school rehearsals as they get closer to some of these contests or some of these performances. And as they elevate up and go into Wind Symphony, there's quite a bit of outside rehearsal for that particular band. UIL evaluations, it is great when parents can attend those because the students do better when they're performing to an audience. And so if the parents aren't able to make it, which I mean, it is in the middle of the workday, so we get it. But when as many parents make it as possible, it gives them a much better opportunity to perform well because they're actually performing to people and it encourages them to do better. What do the students wear for high school concerts? If you have a daughter, you will purchase a dress their freshman year, and you'll keep it all 4 years. So we have a guy that will come out, help them with the sizing. Then when the dress comes, it comes like 2 feet too long. And then you hem it and make it fit them properly. Keep that in mind because a lot of times you may get this dress like 2 days before the first concert, and then you're gonna hurry up and hem it. It's always nice and band to keep some clothing pins at home because you never know when you might need them. But you might have to pin it for that first concert and then hem it before the next one. Guys will be issued a school-owned tuxedo that they will keep during all of concert season, and then they will purchase the tie, white shirt, and cummerbund that they will keep for the rest of the season. A one-time purchase that they'll keep for the rest of their high school career. And so we talked about parents at the UIL evaluations, but obviously when it comes time for like the regular concerts, invite all the friends and the family. It's a great concert to hear. And it's nice when you get to see, like maybe your student is in concert band the first year and you can hear the symphonic band and the Wind Symphony band perform and get to see what they're, what all of the bands are doing. It's really great to watch. Oh, that was just a template for my slides. So I hope I answered all of your questions. If I created more questions or if you have a question that I did not answer, just email president@lshsband.com and they will forward that to me. But I'm looking forward to a great season and I hope to get to know you all soon. Thanks.